Guys, what is up? Thank you for coming back to my channel for another video, guys, or if you're new, welcome. I'm Darlene and I'm glad to have you guys here. So guys, for today's video, I have a fairly older case. If you've watched any of my most recent mystery cases, they have been fairly new, or yeah, they've all been pretty recent. I believe just dating back maybe like a few years. This is actually a case on Heidi Seeman, and she actually went missing in my hometown of San Antonio, Texas. Last week when my sister and I were filming our Hermanas con Ganas, like our little live video, my mom came in afterwards and was chatting with us and actually reminded me and reminded us of the Heidi Seeman case and just kind of how, I guess, things were going on with her search center that they had in remembrance of her and how it was being closed down and all that stuff. So I'm going to talk about more of that towards the end, but it really prompted me, it gave us the idea to cover this story. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Technically, this is unsolved, but there's a very strong theory, and I'll get into that theory as well. So yeah. Also, you guys, I am testing out a new lens. My friend let me borrow a lens, and I don't know, like the freaking quality looks amazing. So let me know what y'all think from like my previous videos. She was telling me how I'm like way too close to the camera, so I don't know if this angle is better or not. So y'all let me know. Angie, if you're watching this, let me know what you think. So I realized when I was editing this video that the autofocus is like keeps going in and out, so I am so sorry that's distracting. I know myself personally, when I watch these videos, I don't actually watch them, I just listen to them, so hopefully y'all can get past the autofocus going in and out a lot. I think it's because I'm like waving my arms a lot or I'm moving a lot. Like I said, I'm borrowing this from a friend, so I'm gonna have to ask her like why it's doing that. Maybe it's like a setting on my camera. I don't know. I literally don't know anything about cameras or DSLRs. So this is all new to me, so sorry guys. Don't worry, in my next video it will be fixed. Alright, into the case for real this time. But anyways, let's get on into the case of Heidi Seeman. So Heidi Seeman went missing on August 4th of 1990. I was born in 1993, so this happened 3 years before I was even born. Even when this case was still being investigated and talked about, I was still so young that I don't even remember this case, but this was always a very like popular case that I'd always remembered in the back of my mind. She was a very beautiful young girl. She was 11 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was also the daughter of an Air Force Master Sergeant, which is important to remember when I get closer to the theory. So going into the timeline of when she went missing, the day before she went missing, so on August 3rd of 1990, she was spending the night at her friend's house for a sleepover. Her friend, I believe, lived like less than 2 miles away from her house. So the next day around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, she and her friend went walking, like I guess her friend had wanted to walk her back home, but her friend could only walk her half the way. So she was actually walking on Stall Road, and since her friend could only walk her halfway, Heidi walked the rest of the way home. And one article I read, I guess they were at the halfway point. Her friend remembers turning around to see where Heidi went, and she turned back and didn't see Heidi anywhere. Later on, when they obviously reported her missing, she came forward saying how there was a red car following them, like circling them like 3 times or so. The search for Heidi lasted 21 days, and this was known to be the most expensive and largest search history in the U.S. at the time. Involved over 8,000 volunteers. They had people searching on helicopters, their own vehicles, on horseback, their dogs, like just searching. Despite all those efforts, her body was unfortunately not found alive. On August 25th of 1990, her body was found in Wimberley, Texas, which is about, I want to say, like 45 minutes away from San Antonio, 60 miles or so. It was found stuffed in 2 trash bags wrapped and sealed with duct tape. The strange part of this was that when she was found, the autopsy ran the test that she was found wearing like a nightgown or like a night t-shirt and a pair of socks. But when she was leaving home, she was wearing tennis shoes, white socks, a t-shirt, and some shorts, and she actually had a bag of her night clothes with her. So I did forget to add this, but I wanted to let you guys know that when Heidi was found, she was raped, strangled, and killed before she was dumped. Okay, let's go back to the video. Unfortunately, all the timeline that I actually really have on this case, I tried to find different like news clippings and like just a bunch of interviews because I wanted to get more, I wanted to feel about more of a person who Heidi was. But unfortunately, since this was so long ago, I don't know if it's because like if you can normally like search a missing person and find all their interviews and all the clips like on YouTube or something, but there's like literally little to nothing about Heidi itself. Like I tried to find out like who she was, like and anything like in school and stuff, and I just couldn't find anything in particular about her. But she was a beautiful little girl. There's only one really solid theory. I did read some other ones on like Reddit and just a bunch of like comments on some articles that I found, but those are just like a little bit inappropriate, and I think it's just people being like just people being people. So the main theory that cops really believe, this theory 100%, is that she was actually kidnapped by Robert Eric Duncan, and he was actually working at the Air Force Base along with Heidi's father. And the main thing that they realized how he could be the main suspect was he actually threatened Heidi's father. I believe Heidi's father was responsible for Duncan being transferred out of Randolph Air Force Base, and a co-worker actually overheard him like saying like a verbal threat, so that was obviously a red flag. The daughter was found obviously murdered. Another thing that was also kind of fishy was there was some voicemails that were left, and then Eric Duncan was actually like, he ended up taking full charge of the search. And I've like, obviously like I'm not like a profiler, like I can't like read people, like I didn't go to school for that, but I know that one of the biggest things is when like murderers or people that take someone like in captivity or whatever, they're always like, they always want to be front and center of like a murder scene, or they want to be involved in the search efforts because they like, it's kind of like I guess for them to be involved in that, it makes them like happy, and in their own mind like they know that they did something. I don't know, I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but for some reason I can't get the like right words out, but hopefully y'all get what I'm trying to say. Sadly, this case remains unsolved and was unfortunately turned into like a cold case. Her parents also ended up moving out of the state to Florida, and I believe as of last year they finally realized that Heidi, that they were not going to be able to seek justice for Heidi, and that's just so incredibly sad. I'm going to try to insert a clip of them talking, like some news reporters talking on the phone with Heidi's parents, and she just like strongly believes that there's no more hope for Heidi, unfortunately. Now I'm getting to the part where I was talking about beforehand about how Heidi's Search Center, Heidi's legacy remained on for about 30 years in the Heidi Search Center, and this is a really awesome place here in San Antonio where the Search Center was actually put together, I believe, by volunteers who were working on the Heidi case. They helped solve and bring like people home back, and like just were there for people not only to help find their loved ones, but just to be like a shoulder to cry on, just someone to talk to dealing with these hardships. They helped about 4,000 people, and I believe just within like last month they were still dealing with about 70 cases. Unfortunately, due to a lack of money and like high property taxes, the Heidi Search Center actually officially closed in January of this year. And I hadn't even known about that, you guys. I had no idea. I don't like watch TV. I don't have cable, so I don't read like the newspaper. So my mom was like, yeah, they closed it, and that's just so sad because I always remember seeing like the Heidi Search Center was always something talked about, and there's obviously ways to help people like children when they've gone missing and elderly people, but there's nothing really there for the like people in between, like that middle age gap. So this was like something so positive and something that was super helpful for people, for just anybody in general. There was one case, actually her name was Maria. I can't pronounce her last name, so I'm not going to say it right, but she was an elderly woman who had went missing in Poteet, Texas, which is also like in the south, kind of the south side of San Antonio, like a little bit out in the country. She had went missing, and this Heidi Search Center was actually like really helping this case, and like what's gonna happen to these cases now this Heidi Search Center isn't there. That's gonna be it for today's video, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I also want to briefly mention, if you want to have more of like an open discussion of this like case and like what me and my sister do, please like our Facebook page down below. We're going to go live tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is going to be Thursday around 8:30, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to have our notifications on, like our page if you guys want to have an open discussion. I really like doing Facebook Lives with y'all because y'all can like, it's a fun way to interact and just to have more of an open discussion. And maybe there's other theories in there that I don't know about. I tried, like I said, there's only one solid theory on the Heidi case, and I mean, I don't know if other people know more. I tried to ask my mom if she remembered anything else from the case, but she was like, she didn't remember. And I know that my sister was very young when she had went missing as well, so I know she didn't remember much either. So yeah, so just like our page, check us out, make sure to tune into our live video for more of a discussion on this case. And that's going to be it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking around. I hope that you'll have a good night. Please be safe and stay blessed wherever you are, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Over the phone, they told us how they'll pay tribute to Heidi.
It's going to seem a little strange to you, but we're actually going to stay home, and we're going to have macaroni and cheese with hot dogs. That was Heidi's favorite meal.
And we'll be thinking about good memories, and we're going to be smiling and celebrating her life while we have that macaroni and cheese and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Heidi's mother says for 24 years she held out hope the killer would be found.
But last year I realized that it's going to be 25 years. So my head says no. After all this time, it's not going to be solved.
I just hate to think that there's somewhere out there a child murderer that's still out there, and he might do it again.